can and put a case of Bud Light on top, and he took it. Victory, right? Now, the thing is, I don't know that Tammy shit my trash can because I didn't see her do it. None of the neighbors saw anything, they said. But the thing is, after that, Tammy came by every day and smiled at us a lot. Like she never smiled. But it still felt like a victory because she didn't have any teeth, so it still made us laugh, you know? But I feel like that was her saying to me, "Na na na boo boo, I got you good with my doo doo." And that's it. That's the story. Thank you guys. Y'all have a good night.
Mikey B, everybody, give it up for him right quick. Mikey B, give it up for him. And keep it rolling for the next meeting. Come to the stage, Pete Young.
Greetings. So I'm fully aware of what I look like. I look like if the Prince from Beauty and the Beast got stuck halfway. I look like incel He-Man. I look like the bassist for a metal band comprised entirely of GameStop employees. I have a problem with drinking. Not the drinking itself. My problem is that there's no good indicator of how drunk I am. Because the problem is all of my friends are dumber than me, and I still sound smart to them even when I'm plastered. So the only way to really tell how drunk I am is what arguments I'm willing to get into, really deep into. It's yeah, Pete, last night, you drank a lot and you spent 5 minutes talking about how the Texas Railroad Commission has nothing to do with railroads. Yeah, I go on that rant sober. That's a normal day. And then it's hey, yeah, Pete, you spent about 10 minutes the other night in between daiquiris telling us about how, actually, the Democratic and Republican platforms switched thanks to the corrupt bargain back in the 1860s. Yeah, but I would do that sober too. And then eventually he gets to the point yeah, you went on a weird kind of rambling 20-minute rant about how Macbeth and Richard III are the same play from the different perspectives. Oh shit, I was Richard III Macbeth drunk? Please tell me I didn't drive home. I fucked up recently. I don't know if you can tell this, I don't get hit on a lot, but I was recently the recipient of the "You Up" text, which I like how that just 2 words, we all know what's up with that text. But I fucked up that text because I asked if I could sleep on it. You can't sleep on the "You Up" text. It's literally impossible. It's in the phrasing of the fucking text. That text exists in a very specific time and drunk space. The only correct response is either no or I'm en route. Because otherwise, they're going to be sober or less depressed by the time you show up. I don't know if you can tell by everything I've said so far, but I hope I play a whole lot of Dungeons and Dragons. Because I've more or less officially given up on this whole having sex with women thing that I've heard about. But you'd think that as a D&D nerd at the absolute bottom of the social totem pole, there'd be nobody I'd look down on, but you'd be wrong. Because that's how we're all getting through life. We're all getting through life looking down on somebody, even me. Because yeah, I'm part of 4 different Dungeons and Dragons groups. Yes, I run 3 of them as the Dungeon Master. Yes, I have little plastic figurines that you move around on graph paper. But I refuse to paint those figurines because that is for dorks, am I right? I have a very fancy education. I have an Ivy League education. Now I do this. So obviously life is going exactly the way that I planned it. My parents are super proud of me right now. But it's weird because I grew up in kind of a pretentious family. My family's very pretentious. How pretentious are they? My family's so pretentious that they have season tickets to the opera. And one night they couldn't attend the opera. They had to attend a function. It was a fundraiser for their friend, a political candidate. So instead they gave me their tickets, and the tickets were for an opera called The Ring of Polycrates, which is an 18th century German opera based on a 17th ancient Greek myth. So it's like a turducken of pretentiousness. Just layers and layers of blandness, only enjoyable to white people. Thank you guys for coming out. Have a lovely evening.
Pete Young, everybody, give it up for him one more time. Give it up for Pete Young. And keep it going for the next comic coming to the stage, the very funny Joey Johnson.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Cool. Feels like a thinly veiled intervention in here. This is... How many Chili's gift cards were declined before you guys ended up at the free comedy show you weren't going to laugh at? Like, alright. Cool, awesome. I'm happy to be here. This will be great for my mental health these past 3 months, guys. I've been through it. These past 3 months, I have been through I broke up with someone I was on and off with for 18 years, and this is the official off, okay? After that, my cat ran away. The bar I worked at closed down without notice. My grandmother had a heart attack, and I got in a car accident. Yeah, Mercury's in Gatorade. What's good, hoes? Okay, or, I don't know, whatever Mercury, whatever you girls that make your own deodorant say. Here's the thing, listen. Out of all those things, I was most upset about the cat. I think I was most... I was more upset about the cat than my grandmother's heart attack. You have to understand that, you know? Because both my cat and my grandmother have walked in on me masturbating, but at least I've never heard my cat say anything racist, so... Point one goes to Freddie Mercury, you know? Here's the thing, the cat left like 2 days after the breakup. After the breakup, I was in bed every day until like 9 p.m. I was depression sleeping, and my cat left. He was an in-and-out cat. A roommate like let him out. He never came back. Here's the thing, we all know, or anyone that knows about depression knows, like, it'll make your brain convince you like crazy fucking shit, like crazy shit, right? My brain was so depressed, I convinced myself that my cat moved out because it was sick of my depression. Do you understand that? This is a cat. My depression convinced me that my cat was so self-aware he made a mental health move. You understand? Like, my cat was self-aware enough to me rotting away in a bed. He got his little cat briefcase, packed up his fucking treats, his toys, and his laser pointer, and he's like, yo, get some help, and then he was out. So, depression will do crazy things, man. I don't know. The breakup was hard, I guess. I don't know. It was, like I said, it was 18 years on and off. You know what I mean, man? We were serious at a point. At a point, I thought I wanted kids, you know? Now I realize I don't think I want kids. Because kids are so awful to other kids. Kids are so awful to other. You know how awful kids are to other kids? There is a program in schools right now. This is a real program. It is called Bikers Against Bullying. What that means is if your kid is bullied enough, a biker gang, I'm sorry, they call them clubs. It's kind of like how rapists call them fraternities. A biker club will escort your bullied child to a classroom so he doesn't get bullied anymore. It's the bigger bullies like outweighing the other bullies. You know, like we guys know about the movie trope of like being raised by wolves. Now imagine those wolves have leather cuts and biker meth. You understand? Like, I don't know, I feel like Bikers Against Bullying, it's a lot like fighting fire with fire, right? It's a lot like Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Isn't it? Because like some bikers love bullying, all mothers love drinking. That's 100% the case. I don't know. Listen, I've thought about this though, and I realize between both those nonprofits, charities, whatever they are, I don't support either. I don't support Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and I don't support Bikers Against Bullying. Because I think the business model is flawed. You understand that? I think it'd be switched. Shouldn't it be switched? Shouldn't it just be Bikers Against Drunk Driving and Mothers Against Bullying? Isn't that a lot more appropriate, right? Like, we have the wrong people worried about the wrong problems, right? Like, that's kind of like a suburban housewife being worried about a serial killer, you know? That's a hooker's problem. Cool. I got a joke and a half out. All right, you guys are there. I was Louis C.K. Have a good night.
Give it for Louis C.K., everybody, making us come back right here, Hyenas. And keep that going for our next meeting coming to the stage. He's very funny and a good friend of mine. His name is Pung Dong.
Hey guys. This is scary. I just got robbed. I pulled up at my house the other day, and my house was already broken into. My stuff was laying around, but nothing was stolen. You might think I'm lucky, but I was offended. I don't know if you ever got robbed before, but if you got robbed and nothing was stolen from you, that shit hurts your self-esteem, guys. Yeah, I was sitting there mad. I was like, what kind of bougie-ass burglar is this? Like, my stuff is not good enough for him. You know what's really messed up? This guy even took the time and tried all my colognes. And he left with none of them. Yeah, I have a curved screen 4K TV, you guys. I can almost see him sitting on my couch going, oh, 4K resolution. But only 60 hertz refresh rate. Oh, my eyes hurt. I am out of here. Man, I want to call the cops, but I didn't want to embarrass myself. Like, what can I say to the cop? 911, what's your emergency? Yeah, somebody made a mess in here. What did he take? Well, it's not about what he took. It's about what he didn't take. It hurts. I called my landlord. The landlord's a Chinese guy, very non-confrontational, very nice guy. I said, hey, you got to do something about this. And 2 days later, he sends me a package. Open it up. There's a box that says, dummy security camera. Like, he sends me a fake security camera, you guys. I didn't even know they exist. Like, how hard it is to find a fake security camera. That means this guy took the time and did his research just to send me a message. Like, I know even the burglars have no respect for you. What do you have to lose? I actually came from China, came here for a college education. My college roommate, Adam, one time he was like, Peng, let me show you something you've never seen in China before. And I was like, great, this is going to be some groundbreaking technology. And turns out he just showed me a bunch of sex ads on Backpage. And he says, don't try to call these numbers, buddy, because some of them might be cops. And I remember seeing one ad that says specifically, no African American men, please. And I'm like, that one is definitely not a cop. Like, if I know anything about cops in America, they're not gonna go, hey guys, let's run a sting operation here. But you know what? Let's leave the black people alone. They had it rough already. I'm from a country where this face is a majority, so when I'm around another minority, I want to sound cultured. Like, especially when I'm around black people, I want to sound cool. The other day, I met a guy from Africa, and he goes, my name is Amgoy. And I was like, this brother speaks Xhosa. I better bring it today. So I went, nice to meet you, Amgoy. Nailed it, first try. I was really excited. And he got mad. He was like, that was not my name. But I heard the click. He goes, that was the bubble gum in my mouth. I was like, I also have a bubble gum in my mouth. All right, that's my time. Thank you.
Pong Dong, everybody, give it up for him. That guy helped save my life once. True story. Give it up for him. And y'all keep it rolling for the next guy coming to the stage. He's very funny. It's Josh Elric.
Woo! I know that guy. I like how you said he helped save your life and the crowd turned on you. Yeah.
Like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, no thank you. A little something. I don't know why, but for some reason, if you're like white and disabled, you're just really into metal. I don't know why that is. I have no idea. Every time, I'm a big metal fan. Every metal show I've ever been to is just like fucked up arms and legs. Like, everybody in the crowd looks like they were afflicted by the band on stage. You know? Just like Anthrax, Poison, Metallica's what's keeping their body up. Yeah, it's just, it's rough. Anybody here believe in the grand spectrum of sexuality?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who would have thought I'd be the one to talk about this? Yeah. No, I believe in it. I believe in it. Like, I don't believe in just gay or straight. I feel like there's kind of a level for everybody, you know? There's a little switch, you know? Like, for me, it's like, I know I'm straight for the most part. But then there's like probably like that one out of every 100 guys that's my type, you know? That one thing, right? So in order for me to figure that out, I would theoretically have to have 99 just horrific sexual experiences, just one after another, like check it off the box, you know, it's just one. And by the time I like figure out who my dream guy is, I'm just like so emotionally damaged, I can't even be with him. It's Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, Chris Hemsworth. Y'all see that Thor movie? Remember that scene where he's like super sexy? It's called The Whole Movie. Yeah. Let's see. I'm not in a relationship. The reason why I'm not in a relationship is the last one I was in, we had the talk where you define the parameters of a relationship. Anybody had that talk? I don't know what I'm talking about. Cool, I'm going to still do the joke, but okay, yeah, it's still happening. You can choose to participate or not. You don't get credit, but okay, yeah. No, like we had the talk where we defined the parameters of the relationship and what we wanted out of it. And she's like, you know, what about kids? And I was like, well, you know, I've always kind of seen myself as a dad. One day I want that. I just don't want it right now. One day, but not right now. And she goes, oh, you should get a vasectomy. I was like, a vasectomy? I barely know me, right? Yeah, see, that joke solved itself. We never had sex again. Yeah. She killed herself. Yeah, that one takes a hard turn, doesn't it? Yeah, it's not, none of it's true. I've never been in a relationship. Yeah. Now that's why like my New Year's resolution is to lose weight, because I'm like 30 and single. Yeah, I bet on my personality pretty hard in the first half. Yeah, I'm gonna try abs, as it turns out. Yeah, I think that's where it is. I love, like, I'm doing sober 2020, I'm working out, trying to eat better. I love this, like, first, like, few weeks of just working out, you know, like, it's a lot like wearing women's panties, you know, you just feel sexier, but nobody knows, you know, I just love that, you know, look at that, no more panty lines, you know. Now everybody's just picturing me in them, but yeah, that's fine, yeah. Oh, yeah. Did y'all, okay, I was like watching the Super Bowl, and like the pregame for it, they interviewed Bill Belichick's family, and it was one of those like, oh look, it's the whole family. They're like, what's Bill like at home? And they're like, oh, he loves football. And like everybody laughed. And they're like, what's he around the house? They're like, oh, he wears hoodies. You're like, haha, I got it. And then they're like, well, what does he do in his free time? Well, he hangs out with Tom Brady. And then it was like pretty clear that like he was an absentee father. Like there was no way he was a part of their life. They're like, we just really love how, you know, there's always a score under him with a live update. You know, it's like, no, they only saw him on TV like I have. All right, y'all been a great audience. Give it up for your host.
One more time for Josh Elric, everybody. Give it up for him, guys. I have one comic left in my block here tonight. Make sure that we are going out and tipping our bartender tonight, Mercedes. She's taking really good care of you guys. Give it up for Mercedes one time. Yes. She's awesome. And y'all give it up for our next meeting coming to the States. Less exciting than Mercedes, but very funny, Tony Campion.
I'm as exciting as Mercedes. Fuck you, Jordan. With your dumbass too big coat, your shitty hair, and you're just being shorter than everyone else. Good luck to you. The fact that guy gets laid is exhausting to me. Anyways, how are you guys doing? You having fun tonight?
Hell yeah.
Why are y'all here?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Good fucking answer. I wish anybody would say that goddamn shit. Yeah, comedy's stupid. I don't know, guys. This is me and Josh been talking about this a lot lately. We should just kill ourselves, right? In the summertime, it's not the season, you know what I mean? You don't want to kill yourself in winter. You want to die sweaty. You know what I mean? I don't know. You white? No, I can't tell. I can't see very well. Like, are you Italian? Like, what kind of white? Just white?
Like if we wanted to pull back to
Okay, I'm doing jokes now. What are you, white guy? White? Is that pretty cool? You're tall. You have like a straight head. Does that make any sense? I'm not shitting on you. What's like you host like some kind of game show. I don't know. Black guy. Good job. I just need you with me. There's no minorities. Well, there's him, and then. Are you redheaded or a minority? Okay, cool. I don't got good vision. Once again, you're too far away. I got like this thing. Anyways, I really don't have anything to talk about. You guys ever been to Pleasant Grove? Yeah. Any of you guys ever been to Pleasant Grove?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shithole. I fucking hate it. It's the worst city and it's the worst part of Dallas. Like, this is how shitty my neighborhood is. Like, in the middle of my neighborhood, there's a billboard for Big Mama's House 3. They just never took it down. Yeah, it's been for like 15 years. I'm waiting for that movie to come out. How are they gonna wrap up the trilogy? I don't know, guys. Like, I remember as a kid, this kid came to class, like, he was bragging. They just seen a Ferrari. I'm like, I've seen a Ferrari? He said, no, you haven't. And I had it, you know, but like, growing up in the hood, you just brag about shit you see. And Ferrari's like right there with having seen your father, you know? See my dad. It's pretty cool. Divorced my stepmom. It's real weird. He's dating this chick with 4 kids. I'm like, good luck, Dad. You know? It's weird for him. We talk about like he's like, no, she got some big ass. I'm like, you're 47. Don't do that anymore. Don't work with that. Damn. I'm unemployed right now. I'm looking for work. That's not a woo thing to say. We're taking it easy, I guess. But I'm looking for work. It's hard because like I didn't go to college, and you guys go to college. Yeah, fuck all of y'all. It's so difficult because like I look for work, but like you need like a degree to that, but like that doesn't work on like job listings websites. So you have to see all the jobs you're not qualified for. That hurts because I gotta like justify it to myself, you know, like I don't need that job. $25 an hour. Who am I do with all that money? You know what I mean? Oh, this job. It's $10 an hour, guys. That's more than minimum wage. You know what I mean? Oh, and it's at a factory. Guys, factories don't run out of boxes. I can work there until the day that I kill myself. It'll be perfect. Suicide, y'all, 2020.
You suck. Alright guys, that's all my time though. Give it up for me, give it up for all the comics that we just had in this block, you guys. No, make some noise because you enjoyed it. Yeah. That being said, I'm going to hand it over to the very capable hands of our next host coming up to the stage, the very funny Bart Kumar.
Hey there everyone, one more time for Jordan Yates everyone. Keep it going for him. Keep it going for him. And remember to keep drinking, go out to the bar, take care of Mercedes, she'll take good care of you. I'll be your host for this next hour. My name is Bart Kumar, and I'm excited to be here. It's been 1 year officially that I've been here in Dallas. And I do like the city here. It's a big city that's growing every day, a lot of job opportunities. But you gotta admit, Dallas is not a tourist destination. You know, like whenever I talk to foreigners about DFW, the only thing they know about it is the airport, which serves as a layover on the way to a better place. Yeah, foreigners, they'll be like, oh yeah, Terminal D, they just opened up a new Whataburger there. Go check it out. And you know, because Dallas is known as a layover, I think that's why there's a lot of immigrants in this city. They couldn't afford the full trip. So families are like, sorry kids, we don't have enough money to make it to LAX. We're going to have to settle here in DFW instead. That's all we can do. But, you know, apart from Dallas, I've also lived in Tampa, like we have from here, Tampa right here. And here's the thing that I've noticed about Tampa. Tampa is very famous for death metal, professional wrestling, and strip clubs.
Yes.
Which one did you go to?
Strip clubs.
Which one? 2001? Le Mans Verne? Oh my God, you even been there and you're not from Tampa. Holy shit, you were a pervert.
Jesus.
Yeah, but apparently Tampa is a paradise for single, immature men who don't want to grow up. And that's why I belong there for a good amount of time. I mean, heck, just so I could stay there, I took a job counting inventory at a Lane Bryant at the International Mall. And I learned a lot over there. Like, apparently, I learned how to count bras, and apparently seems like plus-size bras, they always tend to be leopard printed. That's what I learned over there. But, being a first-generation American traveling across the country, there's a lot of pressure to achieve the American dream. And I did get that pressure from my parents. But it was too much stress to the point that I had to leave America, so I decided to move to Spain instead. Because, my dad, he did achieve the American dream, but it was the white trash version of it. Yeah, it was like living in a trailer park, domestic violence, infidelity, all that good type of white trash shit. To the point that, when it came to my turn, I was like, well, I'm not inspired by this dream at all. I'll go out across the ocean instead. Because even though my parents, they were fresh off the boat, they were FOBs when they came to this country, I decided to go back on the boat. You can call me Bob. Nope. But, another part of the American dream is that you gotta get a good education, and that involves getting a student loan to get that education and a good job. But it seems like in these days, the real dream is escaping your student loan and not having to pay that. So if you move across the seas, that's one way to do it. Because Sally Mae isn't going to cross ocean borders to come collect from you. She is way too xenophobic to do that. Yes. But I had a good time in Spain. I became a big fan of soccer, football over there. My favorite team, it's FC Barcelona. It is the best team. But there's this one player on the team I don't like. His name is Gerard Piqué. You may not know who he is, but you might know his girlfriend, Shakira. And see, that's the thing. I am jealous of him because I liked Shakira a lot longer before he did. Back when she was a brunette Colombian. Ever since puberty, I've been masturbating to Shakira. Yeah, that's why her first album in English was called Laundry Service. Yeah, and once you saw that Super Bowl halftime show, I had to do laundry service all over again. But alright guys, we got a hell of a show this next few hours. We're gonna go ahead and bring our next comic to the stage. He's a regular at Hyenas Comedy Club. Please give it up for John Kelly.
My favorite part about that halftime special was that the Super Bowl started off with a Trump commercial, and the halftime was in Spanish. I thought that was great. That shit was more political than I realized. Someone was like, oh, they had little Mexican kids singing in cages, and her daughter saying born in the USA. There's no joke to that. I'm just warning people, hey, she wore more than leather, I guess. I don't know. I killed a cat a couple weeks ago. No, with my bare hands. I'm not a monster. Calm down. We had to put him down. It was sad. We had this little black cat came and lived in my backyard a couple months ago. And he showed up one day with a swollen cheek, and we took him to the vet. His tooth was infected, which could have been fixed, but then upon further checking him out, he had feline AIDS. Right? Yeah, feline AIDS. It's a FIV. And we had to put him down. And my roommate was really broken up about this. And I don't know, I only saw him when I went out and smoked cigarettes. I'd just be smoking, he'd come up, say hey, that was it. And it really made me realize that, how well do you even know someone that you just smoked cigarettes with? Because he never told me he was gay. Or at least sharing needles with the other alley cats. I don't know, I would have taught him how to protect himself, use clean needles. I don't know. I'm making light of feline AIDS, but we all know that the government invented feline AIDS to kill black cats. So, we don't agree on that. It's fucking cold outside, right? I've had worse. In November, I was in Indiana, not bragging, and the temperature dropped to 1 degree, which, all right, so it's like, what, 35 outside? That's 35 times hotter than it was in Indiana that night. It's fucking miserable. It got so cold, the next day we had to drive back to Texas, and it was so cold that it like shorted out my battery, so we got to jump, which blew a fuse, and I lost control of the center console, which meant no air conditioning, but more importantly, for a 15-hour drive, no radio, nothing. Just the sound of the fucking wind for 15 hours. You know, the band The Wind and their hit single, 15 fucking hours of that song on repeat. It was bullshit. Fortunately, I was traveling with some other comic buddies of mine, and like, I don't know, we're good at just bullshitting and killing time. But 15 hours, like, we were telling ghost stories at one point, and like, no one likes a ghost story. They're boring, you're not involved. It's like someone telling you their dream, I don't give a shit. But like, at one point, we start like talking about, someone says something, oh, you think that's bad, and then like, I have it worse, which you see all the fucking time. I guarantee people outside the bar are doing it right now. We're like, oh, this is something shitty that happened in my childhood, and they're like, well, that's nothing, I had it worse. That's bullshit. Call it the Depression Olympics. Everyone's trying to out-sad each other. And like, your bullshit's your bullshit. We're all fucked up for different reasons. Congratulations. It doesn't matter if yours is better or worse. We're all pieces of shit. And so we're sharing stories. And one of the guys, Tony, shares why he's fucked up. And when he decided he wanted to be a comedian, he told his family. And his grandma said, tell you what, don't do that. Move back home to bumfuck Texas. Take care of me. I'll get you a job as an insurance salesman, and I'll give you $50,000 to just come down here and take care of me. Yeah. And he said no. Because fuck that. $50,000? What's that worth to your dreams? Fuck that. He wanted to do something. And I was like, damn, that's right, man. Don't let anyone tell you that that's better or worse than their problems. And another guy in the car, Mike, who's been silent this whole conversation, just leans forward and goes, I was beaten every day of my childhood. I learned every lesson with a fist. I'm just sitting there driving like, well, fuck. I was about to talk about how my mom's emotionally manipulative, but you win this round, Mike. That's why I don't like playing the Depression Olympics, dude. I just get bronze. That's my time. Thank you, guys.
One more time for John Kelly and his bronze medal. Give it up for him. All right, folks. Our next coming to the stage just saved my life from a DUI. Please give it up for Anna B.
Man, I forgot about that. I get it. I like to drink a lot too, man. It's like my favorite thing to do. Like, I'm not an alcoholic, but I'm a drinker, you know? Like I don't miss a day. I feel like my dream job would be like a social media, but like under the influencer, you know? I feel like that'd be really fun. I would only drink on the days that I work, and eventually I'll just become a workaholic and fulfill my prophecy. I go by Anna B because my full name is Ana Alejandra Pedroso Camacho de la Torre Diaz. What? It's a run-on sentence, Mom. Like, no separation of ideas. Like, that's such a like Latino thing. Like, you never hear white people with 5 names. That never happens. Like, imagine yourself at the Starbucks yelling after your kids, like, hey, you get back in theater, imagine Skyler, bring it, Stewart. Thank you. Everybody at that Starbucks would get up. You especially never hear a white girl introduce herself like, hi, I'm Becky, Ashley, 700 Kathy. But you can call me Basic for sure. Most of my family still lives in Mexico, especially my mom, and I bartend here in Dallas, Texas. That's what I do for money. But my mom, she was always kind of like ashamed of me being a bartender, like so much to the point that like for the first time that she came to see me at my job, she sat down at my bar. I was slicing a lime, getting ready to put it on a vodka soda. I'll never forget. And she starts talking shit. She's like, ha, mírala. She's like, qué bonita. She's like, what's your tía linda kind of thing? She's like, do you really think we moved to America and you're still cutting fruit? I'm like, first of all, bitch, she's still picking. I'm cutting. Got a better life for myself. Am I right? It's a good life. It's a good life. I need to stop going out, man. Like I said, I drink too much. my girlfriend tried to invite me to trivia. I was like, whoa, what? I was like, you know what sounds fun with trivia? I was like, you want to pay for booze and take a midterm on a Tuesday? That sounds like a blast. And it's always so intimidating, though. You like walk in, I'm like, whoa, why do I feel the need to take an Adderall at this Applebee's right now? Like, makes no sense. I'm like, oh, Stacy, damn, Stacy. Stacy, she knows that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Like, she remembers that. Guess she forgot her husband cheated on her. That's convenient. Dating has also been a little weird for me recently. Mainly because the guy I've been seeing has a fiance. Ooh. It's a DM you don't want to get. She's like, Anna, I'm so fucked up. What kind of woman? I can't believe it. What kind of woman? What kind of woman dated me that's already taken? I'm like, first of all, Stacy. We weren't even dating. We were just doing it. And I felt bad because I didn't know about Stacy, so I tried to make things right. Like, I put us all like in a Facebook group message and tried to organize a threesome. Let's just say we had a couple of no-shows, but I had a lot of fun. Like, nobody came, but I did, you know? She's like, you're a homewrecker. I'm like, girl, chill. You live in an apartment. Stop. Now that I'm a single Pringle, alone, I'm easily crushed. I'm on all these dating sites. Tinder's my favorite. I do they seem to increase my chances. I do the filters. The other day, I was like, yeah, uploading my credit score onto my profile is it's gonna really do it. But it backfired because now I got Doug in my DMs. Wonder if I could co-sign for an iPhone. Thought about it too, man. I'm tired of seeing that green bubble. This guy, he even had the audacity. He's like, yo, girl. He's like, what's your favorite position? I'm like, I don't know. Financially stable. That's a cool one. All right, guys. Thank you so much. My name's gonna be.
Keep it going for Anna B, our funniest bartender out here. One more time for her. And if you need any more drinks, just remember to go out to Mercedes. She's the best bartender out here. Please take good care of her. Let's go ahead and bring our next comic to the stage. He's one of my favorites. You're going to like him too. Please give it up for Kerry Coultrin.
Yeah, buddy, let me get a hell yeah. I'm glad I made it here alive. I almost got jumped at 7-Eleven. Man, I'm outside smoking a black and mild. Dude rolled up. He said, what's up, blood gang? What's up, bread gang? I like that red hat. Hold up. Pause. First of all, I'm 5'3.5". I think it's a height requirement to be in the game. I had a different level of fear. I said, no, sir. I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan. That's what I told him. You know how scared you got to be to say this hat is your favorite team color hat? I think he had me mistaken. You don't see this frilly ass shirt with white polka dots on it? I don't think thug niggas is wearing a dotted ass shirt. I'm a frilly ass dude up here. I'm flattered though, but thank you. That shit pissed me off. I was scared as shit, bro. I ran for that gas station so fast. You ever did one of them? Was did one of them like that? Well, I was about to Dante Hall about that bitch real quick. Shit, man. I really bought this shirt because I fuck with ladybugs. That's why I really bought this shirt. You know they got dots and shit, right? I said, man, that's my man bug shirt. You was not a gangster when you said man bug shirt. I actually bought this with my own grandmama's money. That's what Carrie did. Shit is wild. Oh, man. I love my 2020. I'm starting out 2020 right. You wanna know why? Because I improved my credit score by 70 points. I'm at 400 now. I can finally buy shirts and not put them on layaway for 3 years. Shit, man. Shit is wild out here. Like, and y'all love my life, man, other than my dating life. Like, honestly, like, I'm way too much of a catch to be having these, like, shitty-ass girls fucking with me. Like, honestly, like, you know, I don't have a preference, but I do like tall women, but the problem is they don't like me back. See, they're scared of society and shit. They don't want to be seen holding a little-ass dude's hand and shit. Bitch, don't nobody want you but me in the WNBA. You better be. I don't understand how girls judge me on being short. This ain't my fault, bitch. It's my mama's fault. I wanted to be 5'9", 5'10" in the NBA or football and shit, but she had to have sex with this short ass nigga in high school and shit. Ruined my whole career early. I had to join the band and shit. I joined the band in middle school. You know what they used to call me? They called me Tootie Flutie because I played the flute and shit. Shit pissed me off. This heifer was a basketball cheerleader. You mean to tell me you couldn't get a 6'3" motherfucker? Like, shit pissed me off. Like, I don't even really get past first base with tall girls. Like, I can't make it past the foreplay. I had fun. She said, "What's wrong with you?" I don't know. Tell me. Like, what's wrong with you? That's funny. I like, you know, me and the tall girl, we didn't have a 69, we had like a 78. This bitch picked me up, had me upside down and shit. I didn't know how to feel about that. Like, you're not gonna do me like that. Like, that's why, like, I had to leave Denton. Like, them college girls, they way too freaky for me. Man, I went home, this 21-year-old, she took me to the house, right? She picked me up, put me on her bed and shit, right? She had my leg up and shit. This bitch was about to eat my ass out. I wasn't used to that. I knocked on her forehead. I said, hello? What is you doing right now? This bitch was licking my shit and spitting out paper and shit. Bro, I swear to God, she was going through the bush like she was in Vietnam. I swear to God. I liked it, but I kicked that bitch out when she finished. And I didn't tell nobody but y'all. Shit, that's it. Thank you. I mean, have a good night.
Keep it going for getting culture up, everyone. I told you we like it. I told you. It's the funniest tutti frutti we've ever seen. Anyways, guys, our next comic has the misfortune of trying to follow Kerry Kultrip, and he's a funny guy anyway. Please give it up for Arun Rama.
Fuck that, Kerry. How do you follow that shit? Holy shit. Alright, cool. I am from India, and just like Kerry, and and I never experienced loving customer service in my country.